Tonight's video is sponsored by Green Screen Getaways, the only travel agent that can take you anywhere at any time. Like Old Trafford, for instance, the home of the Manchester Devils. There I am now. Hello, Old Trafford. Nice to see you. Or back to 1999, when United lift the historic treble. Oh, my eyes. Or back to 1995 in Ibiza, when the music was loud and the clothes were even louder. Or the sandy shores of Morocco for a relaxing camel ride. Whoa! Green Screen Getaways by Stretford Paddock.
Cheers, mate. Hello and welcome to Late Night Live. As we see Gary Neville there, we shouldn't be seeing him. Of course, tonight's show is sponsored not only by Cannes, as it always is, it's also sponsored by Green Screen Getaways, the only travel agent at this current time that can get you anywhere in the world, not only anywhere in the world, at any time in history. It's like the TARDIS of estate agents. What more could you possibly ask for? Hello, sorry we're late. This is the most hectic, the most short-term, the most rushed Late Night Live of all time. But in a way, that's a good thing because that's the whole point of the show. We had Slow Readers Club in on Stephen's channel up until about an hour ago, and I've had to get all this sorted in an hour. So this is the best I've ever done. I'm well proud of myself, actually, at this point. Let me know how you're doing at home. No pubs to go to after tonight, so, you know, you can't be doing much, but let me know what you are doing. There we go. Oh, it's all gone mad, hasn't it? 1 week ago, we were just having a laugh about coronavirus. Do you remember that? Do you remember the laugh we had about it? Oh, we laughed. Oh, we laughed till we cried, and we stayed crying, and we kept crying for a full week, because life is over. Life is over, guys. But in a good way, though, because what it can do, it gives us a common enemy. Do you know when you're at work and you've all got that one boss that you all hate? And yes, you hate her. And yes, she makes life worse. She makes you not want to go to work in the morning. But when you are at work, you and all your mates at work are always taking the piss out of Angela behind her back. And in a way, coronavirus is sort of the Angela of planet Earth, really. Because no one likes it, it's doing terrible things, but we can all join together and take the piss out of it. And the memes have been quite exceptional so far. Let me know how you're all doing at home. Someone said travel agents, not estate agents. If I said estate agents, I meant travel agents, of course. I'm sweating, lads. I ran to the toilet. They're out of order, actually, but I used them anyway because bit of a rebel, as you'll all know. Jesus. Someone says, Ross Murphy says, playing FIFA, watching you, Joe. Good luck in Weekend League if you're all in Weekend League. Imagine the spike in Weekend League entrance this week. You know, everyone's off work. No one can go to the pub. It's crazy. First story today. We're going to be talking about Saul Niguez. We all know him. You all love him. Some of you love him. Let's get Saul Niguez on the screen. I've got a producer today. Watch this. Hey, there he is. It's squash in the corner. In a way, he'd be smaller and up here, like I was sort of, you know, who would it be? John Oliver. Ooh, maybe John Oliver. Maybe even a Graham Norton type. But instead of that, he's just sort of smashed in the bottom there, and he hasn't been edited or moved or made smaller or put like a border around him. Smashed, left for dead. You know, in a way, that's the dream, isn't it? We all would like to be smashed and left for dead. But it's an interesting story, this, and it's a big story. It is coming out of the Metro, so, you know, take it with a few kilos of salt. But it's gossip, and we love gossip, because it's not like there's any real news. I mean, it's weird, isn't it? Because there is simultaneously the biggest news story of any living human being's lifetime, except World War II. And yet, at the same time, there's almost no news. How strange. Anyway, this is from the Metro, like I said, from a reputable reporter, Metro Sport reporter. You know him, you love him. And they are saying that Manchester United are reportedly closely monitoring, see, I tricked you there, reportedly closely monitoring the situation of contract rebel Saul Niguez. Imagine calling him contract rebel. Like he's like going into the dressing room, firing pistols at people, and like swearing and lassoing other members of the team. And he's not a rebel, is he? He's got an 8-year contract that he's like 2 years into. Hardly a rebel, not by my estimation anyway. Not the sort of rebel like me, where I go to a toilet that's got an out of order sign on it. Everything's a bit out of order these days, so I'm going to go for it. There is uncertainty surrounding the player's future, despite him having a contract that runs until, and hear this, 2026. That's longer than a government term. That's longer than the lifespan of a cockatoo. Actually, it's not. Birds have a surprisingly high lifespan. I think a parrot can live 80 years. Anyway, that's longer than the lifespan of a guinea pig, for instance. With Sal refusing to put pen to paper on an improved deal that was first tabled last summer. Right, Man United didn't offer Ander Herrera a new contract until he had 1 year left on it, on a 5-year deal. Saul Niguez has been offered another contract update, apparently, on a contract that was 8 years old when it still had 7 years left on it. What kind of contract negotiation is this from his agent and from Athletico Madrid, refusing to put pen to paper on an improved deal that was first tabled last summer? That means his contract had 7 years on it. That can't be true. Anyway, Sal and his representatives feel the amount of money offered on the table from Atletico was insufficient given his stature in their squad, and they are a long way from reaching an agreement. It's one of them, innit? Let me know if you'd like to have Saul Niguez at United. I think he's a good player, he's an excellent player, but so what? Even if they fall out, even if they don't agree on a new contract, you've still got what is 6 years, which is longer than most contracts anyway, to kind of, rectify the situation. Who knows what we're going in 6 years? We'll probably have, probably live on a new planet, because this one will be ruined. We'll probably have a new Prime Minister, or a robot Prime Minister, the first ever robot Prime Minister. All sorts will be going on in 6 years, and he'll still be there. But I would love Saul Niguez at Manchester United, and I think a lot of people would as well. We've been linked with a lot of sort of attacking midfielders, but I think a kind of combative, not combative because that's not a word. So if you say combative, you're a loser. Not combative, but combative midfielder, all action, energetic, all those cliches, you know the ones. Box to box, fox in the box, a box full of foxes, glacier mints, or glacier fruits, both good. But he's the sort of player I think United would be after, and he can do a bit of everything. So in the absence of Ander Herrera, in the potential absence of Paul Pogba, Saul Niguez is a bit good, isn't he? Someone says, 8-year contract, he's got some naughty photos of Simeone. And again, not for the first time on the show, I thought that said someone as well. Now you're just Simeone that I used to know. Unbelievable. Elov Edwards, you are not old enough to drink alcohol, so you can look, but you cannot touch. It's like the rule when you go to an antique shop with your mum. Look, sure, but hold my hand, and if you touch anything, you're dead. Right, our next story then. Right, what we're going to go for next? I'm keeping the producer on his toes here, because he don't know what I'm about to say here. Let's go with woman's shameful spa experience. Picture, please. Oh, there she is. Look at that. Right on the forehead as well. Just squash the forehead. And what you can do there, this is a good technique. It's an interesting there, because what you can see here is, lovely massage candles. Don't worry about that. But in the fishery world, which I was very fortunate enough to be brought into, I was actually born in international waters, for those who don't know. Got ourselves a wisecracker, have we? You will never work in this town again. I was fortunate enough to be born in international waters, and this move here is what's known as the crab cracker. So if you get a crab like this and you smash your fingers through its head, that is a great way to access the brown meat, or also known as the brains of the frog. And that is a very standard way of doing things. So, yes, it looks like a relaxing spa treatment, but on the other hand, it could be the crab cracker. So, just bear that in mind. But this story, this is from The Mirror. And it's a doozy, boys. Buckle in, strap on, buckle on, strap off. Woman's shameful spa experience ends with her walking the streets naked. She's got a lot of explaining to do, if you ask me. Anbara Salam was hoping for a nice relaxing day with her boyfriend, but one little mistake left her in a very, very, two verys, embarrassing situation, as they say in France, or situation, as we say here. This is what I used to control the stream, and it's not working, so not sure what's going on there. Hopefully you can still see me. Back to the story. Treating yourself to a spa treatment is a perfect way to unwind and escape the stresses of day-to-day life. But for Anbara Salam, her nice relaxing day out ended up being the complete opposite. And it says, and she says it was the most embarrassing moment of her life. It all started when she arrived at a spa in Germany with her boyfriend. Right. Was it a spa? That's my first question. Was it a spa, or was it something a lot more sinister. They were quickly told that the site's rules meant that swimming suits were allowed in the pool, but in the sauna, you had to be naked. What kind of rule is it where you have to be naked? That's not a rule anywhere, is it? Even in the shower, some people wear swimming trunks, I'm pretty sure. So she went to get undressed, grabbed a towel on the way to meet her boyfriend at the sauna. All fine so far. Oh, and the story ends there. It was all fine. Perfect. Excellent. That's what we all want to see, isn't it? But it didn't end there. She ended up going through the wrong door and finding herself locked in the fire escape area with just a tiny towel to cover her dignity. But that was not even the worst part. Who wrote this? This is written like a tweet. In an attempt to get a passerby's attention, she banged on the door and yelled for help. But it was no use. Fully crying, this is a quote, I ran downstairs trying to work out which part of me I should cover with a little towel. It says Lil Towel, like it's some R&B artist. Lil Towel, he was there as well, apparently. I liked his first album. His second album was a little bit self-indulgent. My face, a single buttock, another failed attempt on the floor, below, she reached out the ground floor and found an open door onto a terrifying machine with massive fans and pumps and an electrocution symbol and everything. This woman isn't great. No, she's lovely. She said, friends, there's nothing quite like running... Why did she start that with friends? Was she saying this to a packed room? Friends, there's nothing quite like running naked and crying around an industrial machine room. I spot a service lift. Out of sheer panic, I run into the lift, covering each boob in turn, mashing the buttons. I assume she means of the lift and not, again, something more sinister there. So she's mashing her buttons. And she notices a security camera in the lift. This isn't true! And is torn between, and I don't even want to say this. Oh wait, I don't want anyone to see this. And I really, really want someone to see this and rescue me. Finally, a German man starts speaking on the loudspeaker, which, since she doesn't speak German, she assumes he is saying, the naked girl in the fire escape, please stop mashing the buttons. Right, I'm sick of this woman. When the lift doors eventually open, a spa employee, which she described as the most dressed man ever to be wearing clothes, she isn't making a lot of sense, is standing there with no towel in his hands. She starts following through the fire escape passage, but realises only when she gets back to the spa to leave the building, walk down the street, around the corner, through the reception with a queue of people await. At this point, she's crying hysterically and cowering at the side of the pavement. I've now had an out-of-body experience, a shame blackout. We've all been there. I had a shame blackout when I accidentally stole something from a shop on holiday once. It was an accident, but I was told to get out by an angry French lady. And ever since then, I'm scared of shoplifting. I also accidentally stole some Brazil nuts when I was a young child. Sorry, Mum. I go through the embarrassment and out the other side. Time slows down. I can hear the music of the spheres. I don't know that reference myself. But I'm sure it's something great. With nothing to lose, she drops the washcloth. It's right. She's walking around with just a washcloth. You know what? I'm sick of this. She's transcendent with shame. She's untouchable. She reaches reception. It's so busy, the employee has to tell her that she has to go through a crowd. Why don't they bring her? I'll tell you what would have been great in this situation. Do you know on Back to the Future, when he goes to the Halloween party dressed as a shower, which is to this day the best ever Halloween costume. A big bath with a shower curtain and rail round her. If they had one of those, they could have just popped her in there and she would have been fine. I mean, the receptionist asked her for ID. What is going on? This is awful, isn't it? She finally found her boyfriend in the cafe. He just had his massage and went for food. Didn't worry about her. Didn't worry about the screaming, the shame tears that were flowing down her face. He was just relieved. She ran to him sobbing, just probably still covering a tiny part of herself with a washcloth. He sat there eating his IKEA meatballs, none the wiser. But instead of asking if she was okay, he was grumpy because he'd been left waiting for an hour. So she was there for a whole hour, by the way. What a roller coaster, but one of those roller coasters where you sort of stay at the top the whole time and never have the fun bit. Unreal. I don't believe that the way she spelt some of the things, and I'm not trying to pass any judgment here, I am not surprised that this is the sort of person that finds herself accidentally outside with just a washcloth on. Oh, is it Karate Kid? Sorry, it's Karate Kid where he's dressed as the shower. Yeah, it is Karate Kid because what are they called? What's the Cobra Kai? They're dressed in a skeleton outfit, aren't they? Jesus. Yeah, it's Karate Kid. Thank you. Everyone's correcting me there. Do you know what? Someone says here, has Housen had a go at the toilet roll challenge? He hasn't. And do you know what? Do you know who else hasn't? Me. But this is great, isn't it? For the first time ever, we're going to be using dun 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 a second camera on Late Night Live. Look at that. Look, show them my space, my footy space. Look at that, look. Football space. He's football crazy. He's football mad. And I'm going to have a go at the challenge now. I was nominated on Twitter earlier, and I'm going to do it. But can someone let me know, what is the challenge? Is it just to do it, or is it to do as many kick-ups as you can? Does anyone know? Is it to do as many kick-ups as you possibly can? I mean, I'm not great at kick-ups at the best of times, but I'll try my best at this. And if I can get, 5 or 6 kick-ups, I'll be very impressed. So, if I could get a round of applause from you at home. I can hear you. There you go. Good lad. I will now make my way over to the challenge area. Oh, I'm scared. They can't hear this, can they? I'm shitting myself. I've never done anything like this before. Oh no, they can hear me. Shit. Hello! Hi, Joe here from Stretford Paddock. I'm about to take part in the famous, the infamous foot roll challenge. If I can get more than 3, I'll be happy with myself. Have we got any music to play over this? There should be one called intro music, I think. Is that on there? Do you see that?
It is.
Play that. Play the intro music. Can't. So, perfect. Right then. Actually, no, you can. One sec. I'll do it on here. Intro music coming on, because we need something in the background. Right. Okay, we're back. Intro music playing. Is that playing? That's playing, all right. Right. Here we go. I'm nervous about this because I've not actually practiced this. Okay. Ready? Oh my God. Look at this! How many is it? 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 17, 35, 38, 39, and catch. Back to the studio. Success! Fuck. Oh my God, I feel sick. Hey, thank you very much. Look at that. Amazing stuff. The toilet roll studio challenge. Someone says string. What are you on about, mate? People here, honestly, absolutely ridiculous. Fantastic. I did a bit of skill, I laid down and everything, didn't I? Oh, right. 17 minutes gone. Final piece for today. And you know what? Someone says Veron there. Honestly. Someone says the string's a bit obvious. Was it? Shit. Anyway. Right. Someone says the English Igalo. Yeah, exactly. Oh, wonderful. Thanks for joining me today. Before we go, this is the Stretford Paddock version of Too Good, Too Bad. And we'll keep it brief because I don't like to get political on this show. But first of all, too bad. Bloody airlines, innit? Airlines, innit? You know, the airlines that make you pay an extra £1 so you don't have to stand up or be like squashed like a... What do they call it again? What gets squashed? What gets squashed? Rumours. You don't have to be squashed like a rumour into a seat. You have to pay extra to sit next to your mum. You have to pay extra to have a bag. You have to pay another extra to take a little bag of minstrels or anything on there. And then they're asking for bloody money. A bit of cheek in it. Too good then. Next. And you saw him at the start of the show. It's our young friend Gary Neville, who has opened his hotels to NHS workers during this difficult and troubling time. He's also said that none of his staff will be made redundant. What a good guy. And you know what? I urge Stephen Housen to do the same here at Studio 68. Put a little bit of public pressure on you there, Stephen. No, we're joking. Right, what's everyone doing over the weekend? Honestly, someone says no strings attached. And that's the great thing about the show. There are no strings attached. And no pubs to go to either. Oh my God. Someone says sardines. Yeah, you can have sardines instead of going to the pub, I suppose, but it's very difficult, isn't it? It's very difficult. Jesus is a dancer. Yeah. Thank you very much. I'm going to be sick. I feel sick. I've never ran this much on the show. Oh dear. I've lost it. Kiss them. Cheers, everyone. Right. I think that is going to be all from us today on Late Night Live. Thank you very much for joining me. I'll be back next week. Do you know what? There's a very good chance we'll be in lockdown next week. And for those who don't know what lockdown is, do you remember when you were in isolation at school because you accidentally threw a frisbee at your teacher's head because you were throwing it behind your back, being all cool? Well, I do. And isolation is very much similar to lockdown. So you've got to sit in a room that you don't want to be in. Miss McDonald's comes and checks on you. But really, you're just pretending to write lines and do stuff at work, but you're not actually doing anything. So we might have to do that next week. And I would love to still be able to do Late Night Live at home if we have to. So if anyone has any ideas on how exactly I can do Late Night Live at home, please let me know. Absolute amateurs on this show today. I've got Adam here, and I've already told you won't work in this town again, but by the time I'm finished, you won't work anywhere again.
I'm sorry!
He's already got a brittle bone disease, so it'll be this. You're this to me. This, you'll be, yeah, exactly. All I have to do is look at him hard and he'll break. Anyway, thank you very much. Oliver says, Joe, you never ran this much. You're very right, I've never run this much in my life. I'm going to hopefully end the show on my phone, and if not, Adam's going to have to do it for me. But thank you very much for joining me. Someone says, where did Joe go, and who is this guy? Mr. Cool. Exactly right, nice shades. Thank you, Mr. Cool, over and out.